It started right there at Asbury. But now the atmosphere has been cleansed.
Yes, thank you, Jesus.
The atmosphere has been cleansed. No more rainbow flags. No more. And the spirit of Margaret Sanger is gone.
Apparently, Elon created an app and he knew who won 4 hours before the results. So as the results were coming in, 4 hours before they called it, Dana White told me Elon was like, I'm leaving, it's over, Donald won.
What it do with the business is, people, it's your boy That Way with Jack Travis to be precise, man. Now, you know how we do, you know how we doing it back in the thing again. Is you understanding me, man? Back again, baby. Back again. Before we get going, man, as always, like and subscribe to the content. We're going to keep it going, man. I think I've hit my political arc. You dig what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things I'm saying out here after this here particular race that is, I've always been interested in. I've been keeping up with it for the last, 5-6 years. But I try to refrain from the conversation because I think I tend to get a little too emotional when we discuss these things, or I should say, when I'm discussing these things or envisioning discussing these things with certain people. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm seeing a lot out here, man, that it's leaving a lot to be desired. It's giving me a feeling of people think they're getting a little too big for their britches out here. And I'm just going to make a couple episodes, man, to try and inform people to, at least to try and keep them from getting their ass handed to them out here in these streets. You dig what I'm saying? All right, so you saw the intro, right? All right, so we started with Kenneth Copeland, the Antichrist. Why does he look so weird? Can someone in his congregation, maybe one of these two fools, speak out? Let us know why you follow Kenneth Copeland. What is he talking about that makes sense? What has he ever said that makes sense? Maybe in his younger years in his ministry, he was a sensible guy, but in the last handful of years, anytime I seen Kenneth Copeland, it was about, people asking him about how does he justify buying jets. I think he said on camera that God told him to buy a jet. God ain't told you no shit like that, Kenneth Copeland. God did not tell you that there's not going to be any more rainbow LGBTQ flags. Now, I don't fly that flag, but I guarantee you that they're not going to go away just because Trump was inaugurated. Well, I don't even know if inaugurated is the right word. He was elected. He won the election. But that's what this episode is about. He won, but it's like, starting to be some little tricklings out here, man. You heard Glass Joe Blow Rogan opine on election night that Elon Musk made an app that tallied the votes and gave him a definitive answer before the rest of the world knew, right? You also have Trump earlier. He was on stage, and when he was doing his little weird dance, he dances to YMCA. Let's be clear. I don't know, maybe that's a play on the gay community. Maybe he's like, hey, I really rock with y'all. I'm dancing to your song. But at any rate, he's on stage and he's like, I already have the votes. Elon already told me I've got the votes. And we've got a video to get into later, and I'll go into my my little spiel about that. But I've got a video a little later on in this video where a young lady is going to explain the ins and outs of the Starlink system and this, that, and the third. Now, for people out here that may hear me speaking about, I guess you could say, a conspiracy to steal the election, and before they say, what? A conspiracy? You don't trust in the election? Well, mind you, let me remind everyone, we heard about election conspiracies for 4 years. For 4 years. They all of a sudden seem to have forgot about the stances they took for the last 4 years after November 5th. So now if we bring up something from the other side, saying that something looks a little fishy, now they're reversing, all of the conspiracy nut monikers and things that we put on them throughout the last 4 years. They're spinning around and putting it on people that bring this up. But when you look at the way that Elon Musk inserted himself into this whole political season, man. And mind you, this is a guy that said before he bought Twitter that Twitter needed to be a place for free speech. You know, it shouldn't be politically biased to either side. But as anyone conceded, as soon as he took over Twitter, it became just a right-wing echo chamber. You may ask, why would Elon Musk be interested in Donald Trump winning? Well, you know, Elon Musk is the richest man in the world. He's got all of these pipe dreams about going to start a colonization on Mars. Who the fuck want to live on Mars? Apparently Elon Musk. He looks like a guy from Mars though when you look at him. But you know, he's got a lot of government contracts. I think I read that he was set to receive like $3 billion in government contracts. He's been sued by a couple people. There are some questions about his I guess his immigration status. So I think I read across a couple of things that would give me some understanding as to why Elon Musk would want Donald Trump to win. And it appears that they definitely made that happen. But again, we've got a couple of things to look into. So that's really what this video is about, man. I made a previous video a couple days ago striking out at the Latino community and the moves they made in this year election. Someone check on that Chihuahua, see what's going on with them. I saw one running around today and I made a little joke like, you better look out, little buddy. You little Chihuahua, you better look out. They're coming for you home. But you know, I've got another one coming up that we're going to outline all of the cabinet appointments Donald Trump has made so far. And you've got some right-wingers that are even panicking. Like, this does not look like a strong team of capable individuals. This look like a lot of people that pandered to Trump and kissed his butt throughout this political season, and he offered them a job. So, that's what this video is about. So, I'm going to let the rest of Joe Rogan's video play out. Him and Theo, you know, dude, I made an app, dude. I'm not really even sure how it works, dude. Dude. Anyways, so we're going to get into that right quick.
He just fucking somehow or another.
I'm going to go back into my pod and evaporate.
I don't know what he's getting, where he's pulling his data from, but he had like the most accurate data in terms of the rural states hadn't put their results in yet, but yet Trump was ahead in these states. Kamala's never going to win those states, so tabulated that and like put it all together. I don't know how he did it. But
yeah.
Dana, I haven't even talked to Elon about this. I don't know like the Dana translation, but Dana said he had an app and he was like showing him. He's like, it's over. And he fucking left. Dude just left.
It's over. John Jones won. Just saying.
All right, as I said, man, that is just, you know, that's Theo Von. I don't know much about him. I think he's a comedian. He's a really giggly dude right here in this particular instance. And again, Glass Joe Blow Rogan, he's such a kid at heart. Everything is just so amazing and whoa, dude. Everything he talks about, he has some of the weirdest people on his show, entertaining some of the weirdest theories, and Joe's just like, oh, dude, whoa, DMT, whoa. It's wild, man. It's wild, the type of people that, a particular side of the electorate, man. It's weird, the type of people that they put their faith into. You dig what I'm saying? But Joe Rogan, you know, he's got a very popular podcast. From what I gather and what I see around these days, well, I can't say that he doesn't have influence. I don't know how much that interview with Donald Trump turned voters his way. I don't know, you know, when you look at things like, you know, you saw Megan Thee Stallion and Quavo, Cardi B. You saw those people at the little rally that Kamala had about 3-4 days out from the election. And I'll be honest, I ain't gonna hold you. I thought it was a horrible look for Megan Thee Stallion up there shaking her ass at such a prestigious event. Like, damn, but you could have just did the song without shaking your butt. Like, what's good? I thought that was super cringe. Cardi B, you know, you could probably make the same argument about her ethnicity that you could about Kamala Harris. So I don't know that Cardi B is anyone that we will follow. But again, the black community, we don't just tend to follow behind people. We may dance to the song or something, but they don't influence us to make major life decisions. And with that said, I know for a fact with me, seeing Cardi B and Megan shaking her tail and Quavo, it may have been cringe enough to make me say, you know what, that's enough of this for tonight. I'm gonna find something else to watch. It would not be enough for me to change my entire vote to vote for a different party that I know does not uphold anything that I need to be happening in life. So for the people that claim that it did, and this is really coming from people like Piers Morgan and all, let me speak on Piers Morgan while I'm on. I don't know if there's a person on earth that I despise more than Piers Morgan. I have no idea. And this is for a guy that swears he's not a Trumper, but if you watch his show and you understand that he went to the Madison Square Garden rally, he is certainly a Trumper. But he's such a coward because if you ask him about it, oh no, I'm not a Trumper. I can't stand. If I were ever in the same room with Piers Morgan, I'm going to jail. I'm just going to put it like that. I'm not going to say what's going to happen. But if I'm ever in the same room with Piers Morgan, I'm going to jail. You heard it here first. That Way with Jack Travis. So, what else do we got on this thing, man? I guess I'll speak on this after. But all right, we're going to get ready to roll into this video, man. There's a young lady on TikTok. She made a pretty well thought out video. Now, I don't know some of the terms that she's talking about in this thing as far as like these disciplines, these jobs. So I can't really say yes or no on how truthful this is. But, you know, I tend to look at both sides and people when they present arguments. And, you know, I just gotta say, man, when you hear people, I guess you would define them as on the left or just not on the right. When you hear them explain things, it's much more thought out. It's much more fleshed out. There's reputable sources used in the material. It's a more coherent, a more articulate argument. When you hear people from the right side of things, they repeat the same 5 things that they say on Fox News, that they say on Newsmax, that they say on the echo chamber and Twitter. And when you catch them on something that they can't explain and can't justify, you know what they do? Well, what about when the Democrats did this? Like, they just jumped to something else. And honestly, now that I'm in this space, as these videos start to go out to people, I think I'm in the mode to where I'm ready to debate. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what level of decorum I'm gonna keep, because there's some of them I just really can't stand, and I know what their underlying motives are. I feel like I know what the underlying motives are why people voted for Donald Trump, period. You dig what I'm saying? But we'll say that for another show. But I will just say, off of saying that, from a lot of things that I've seen, I would advise strongly, to those of you out there that are on your high horse because Donald Trump got elected, I will remind you, Donald Trump is either in Washington, D.C., down in Florida and Mar-a-Lago, or somewhere else doing business. He's not walking around with you out here in these streets. So if you feel that you are Billy Badass enough to take your rhetoric from Twitter out here in the real world, you're allowed to get your ass handed to you. I'm just telling you. So moving right along, let's hear this video from this lady, and let's hear her explain some things about Elon Musk and Starlink.
Hi, you guys. Look, I really debated whether or not I was going to sit here and talk about this. I thought about it long and hard yesterday. I know that this is probably going to cause controversy, or this is going to cause whatever. And to be quite honest with you, I'd much rather lose and people know than not do anything and sit on it, okay? This was brought to my attention yesterday from a friend of mine. His name is Mr. Wheezy, Mr. Wheezy 100, and he's an engineer. I'm not going to get into information about him, okay? And he brought this to my attention because, you know, he also understands that, you know, I have my CCIE. You know, I've been a programmer and a networker for the past almost 11 years, you know, for networking and computers and all those other things. With that being said, it was brought to my attention, and I'm gonna, at the end of this video, make sure you watch the whole entire thing, please post it, boost it, because I'd rather lose and, you know, lose whatever I need to in order to get the information out than to not say anything and sit on it, because I absolutely fucking refuse to be like this. This is a give back to my dad and, you know, everything that he went through. Anyways, with that being said, he sent me a video letting me know that California and other swing states were able to use Starlink in order to tally up and to count ballot votes or voting ballots in their state. okay? There's a multitude of issues with that, and I'm going to explain to you why. And I'll explain to you in layman's terms, because you have to understand when it comes to computer programming jargon, you guys are not going to understand what the flying F I'm fucking talking about, okay? So anything that you guys don't understand or you want more clarification from, please message me. I have no problems explaining it to you. With that being said, okay, you also have to understand that when it comes to Starlink, okay, Starlink is it's an IPv4, it's an IPv6. Basically what that means is that it's a specific satellite link-up system that sends signals to whatever it's hooked up to. Doesn't matter what it is, like a normal internet connection, right? With that being said, two things. Number one, why in the flying freaking flap, okay, we're voting fucking ballot boxes or whatever, the places where you go to fucking vote. Why were they connected to the internet? There is absolutely zero reasons as to why those systems were connected to the internet. Those machines have absolutely no problem tallying up votes like they have done since the beginning of time. Now all of a sudden he wants to come in here and talk about, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and help you because I know, there's a lot more people voting and it's going to be difficult, this and that. There's not a lot of people that volunteer to help, blah, 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 blah. Let me help you to tally up the votes in order to be able to help you guys and make things easier for you. Oh, what a sweetheart you are. What a sweetheart you are. But for those of us who know the business, we're not dumb. Okay? So again, you have to understand that when it comes to Starlink, okay, Starlink is a tri-band Fi6 system. Okay, like I said before, it sends signals to whatever it's hooked up to and bounces back and forth, and this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's a basic system, highly intelligent AI process system, right? And with that being said, it's amazing, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not going to take away the fact that this man is a genius, okay? And I will say that, but genius in a lot of ways. Again, with that being said, you also have to understand that when you are using a Linux operating system, which is what Starlink also is, okay? This is going to be difficult to explain, but I'll try the best that I can. When you are sending signals back and forth to expel or to read information, right? The information that's being read, it's not normal information. So in other words, it's not a normal internet connection. Like irregular internet connections, it's a broad span of all different types of fucking information. Doesn't matter what it is, what you're looking up, 50,728 fucking things that come in and out of the fucking signal and processes it and allows it to bounce back and fucking tell you whatever fucking answer that you need, right? Okay, straight. Now, with Linux systems, there is no fucking way, unless you are processing different systems and different programming to the Linux BIOS in order to fucking bounce back the information that you're getting. In other words, the information that you're getting has to be the same repetitive fucking thing. So in other words, if you're gonna process this and you're going to tally up whatever, right? It's only going to process one specific thing. In other words, so let's say you're going to separate it, right? Okay, we're only going to separate this system so that way it only reads Dem votes, or it only reads, Republican votes, or only reads, Libertarian votes, or whatever, right? To separate each one in order to count things correctly in order for that to be correct, right? No. You have to understand, Linux systems do not work that way. It is a 4x4 minim system that only fucking works bilateral based on what information it's fed. One thing to bounce back. So if you're counting something, it can't separate them. Is this making sense for you? You can't separate what it's counting. So with that being said, he would have had to separate his processing system, he would have had to have sent 3 different types of gens. Gens are different operating systems that separate between the linkage signal, right? In order to switch what it's doing. So, with that being said, okay, he sent it down. He read a certain amount of fucking certain votes, right? Sure, okay, that's fine. But that's not what the fuck you did. The whole entire time that you were using this system and you were using it to tally votes, you were using a Linux system. It doesn't split. It doesn't split. So how in the fuck were you counting things correctly when you weren't even able to separate what it was that you were counting? Is this making sense to anybody? No? Maybe? I don't, bro. I'm fucking telling you. And not only that, this is why the numbers don't make sense. This is why the numbers don't make sense. And the reason why I'm going to tell you that is because, first of all, you had guaranteed states that were going to turn blue and didn't. Then you have millions of fucking, things that are missing. Now you have fucking people that are all over the fucking United States that are looking up their things and are stating that they were not fucking received or processed. Do you fucking get what I'm saying here? Do you see what I'm saying to you? Because this right here is bullshit. I don't care how smart of a programmer you are. You cannot splice your own networking system to do what it's not designed to do. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you don't, again, message me and I'll explain it to you even further. I only have a couple more minutes. I want to play this video for you. If I don't have enough time to play the whole thing, I will repost it or I will send it to you my fucking self. And not, like I said, and then the places that he sent Starlink to were only to swing states. Man, come the fuck on, bro. I'm gonna play the video for you now. You guys fucking tell me how you feel about it. Please repost this and get it out. I don't give a fuck if I don't care. Share it with the fucking masses, bro. Fucking please. Because everybody deserves to know.
Alright, I just let that whole thing play because I didn't want to interrupt her. I just wanted to let her talk. That's about 9 minutes. I'm happy you all sat here and watched that with me. Now, I don't know coding. I haven't went to school for anything computer related. So I can't speak on how Linux and popcorn or whatever the hell, I can't speak on exactly how these operating systems work. But I do know that I've heard multiple reports that the Starlink satellites were only connected to voting machines in swing states. You hear Joe Blow Rogan saying that, yeah, he had an app, Elon Musk, and he knew the results of the election before everyone else. I've already went through the couple of things that I feel like Elon needed out of a Trump victory. And it just looks weird all the way around the board, man. Again, we heard about election denial for 4 years. I don't know that the Democrat side of things is going to play this out as far as the Republican, the MAGA side of things did the last 4 years. But I do think Elon Musk is a SOB. And I think if you were able to dig far enough, I think you'd find some things on Elon Musk that would put him in the danger zone. He's one of the cringiest. It's the old saying to say money don't make you cool. Like it's cringe as fuck to see a rich dude lame as hell. Like, do you see Elon Musk? He don't even know how to holler right. He don't know how to jump correctly. He just oh my God, bro. I've never seen somebody as lame as Elon Musk. Like, Elon Musk is like the type of guy that only get women because he's Elon Musk. Like, oh, did you ever see him as a kid? Oh my God, it's been bad for that guy for a long time. But another thing that I kind of take out of this thing, man, now that Trump has been elected, you've got a lot of chuds that apparently think that all of their conspiracy theories, all the bullshit that came out of their mouths the last 4 years, apparently they think it's all validated now because Trump won. I mean, you know, they swear that everyone voted for Trump. People that were gonna vote the other way, they say that they did it because of this trans issue, and the left side focuses on the trans. And I can't hold you, man. The right side of things are the people that made this a supreme issue, bro. If you look into the numbers about just how many trans people there are in the world, the particular industries and events and athletics that they take part into, it's a minuscule amount, man. So for this to be such an important talking point, I think, you know what I really think? Because it's a certain group of people out here that are just super weird, right? And they're liable to try anything. Like when you see a kid that says she's a furry or something, just pay attention to that child, huh? And just note what demographic she belongs to. Because I don't think that I've seen that across all demographics. So my theory on it is that they want to quash that type of stuff. They want to put it out to pasture because them or their kids are the ones that are liable to be like, yeah, that looks cool. Let's try it. You know what I'm saying? Why? Yeah, let's try it. Maybe I want to be a girl. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see this being a big deal around them, you know, the collective nation, but for some reason, Mog and all of them jumped on it, man. But these are the same people that say kids are being recruited for the Democratic Party out of pizza parlors, and IKEA was selling kids on the website and hiding their identities behind a dresser named Tiffany. That was really like an ad for a young girl. Weirdo. You understand what I'm saying? But again, do not let Donald Trump fool you into thinking that you just okay to go out here in these streets, talk like you want to talk, stand on the box you want to stand on, because I promise you somebody gonna knock you off of it. So y'all tell me what y'all think about this, man. I think it's very interesting. I don't know how far they're gonna look into this thing. But I do find it very weird, Elon Musk's interaction with Trump, the way that he just twisted Twitter into a place that, like, if you notice when you would log in, maybe he's changed the algorithm now, but when you would log in to Twitter X before the election, the first tweet you would see would be Elon Musk. Some dumb shit from Elon Musk. So, you know, I think it may be something to it, but like I said, I don't know how far they're gonna look into it, man. But I just had to kind of bring that out here and let you all see it, see what you thought about it. There's also another documentary. I didn't include it, it was a little too long, but I don't know if this was actually put on the Tesla building or if they did it in post-production and green screen that part. But the whole documentary takes place on the side of the Tesla building, and you know, the whole screen is just like a board on the side from the side of the sign or what have you, and it goes through a lot of things concerning Elon Musk and his companies and what he's, you know what I'm saying? So I would, if I were you, I would go out there and try and find that and check that out, man, and just add more material to the thoughts that I've expressed here in this here video. But again, I have another one coming up, man, where we're going to talk about these cabinet appointees, and it's just like, bro, the clown show has begun. But until then, man, this has been That Way with Jack Travis. I'll holler at y'all soon. Blah.